My friend, you think poor people stay poor because they do not work hard. That is a lie. Many poor people work all day. They wake up early. They come home tired. Still, they stay stuck. Why? Because the system does not only want your time. It wants your mind. It wants your habits. It wants your money. In this lesson, you will practice English, but you will also see life with clear eyes. Stay until the end, and you will see the hidden rules that keep people small. Welcome to English Story Studio. Here, you train your English and your mind at the same time. Calm words, hard truth. Maybe you feel tired, but you do not know why. You work, you try, you follow the rules. But your life still feels tight. Your money goes out fast. Your freedom feels far away. That feeling is real, my friend, and today we will name it. This story is about one big truth. The system trains you to be useful, not free. It trains you to obey, not to build. It trains you to survive, not to own. First, we will look at the invisible cage. Then we will see the lie of debt. After that, we will face a hard twist about school, rules, and the real world. Later, we will talk about assets, fear, skills, ownership, and the quiet rebellion that changes your life. Let us begin. When you are a child, adults ask you strange questions. What do you want to be when you grow up? Doctor? Teacher? Engineer? Worker? Almost nobody asks, what do you want to build? What do you want to own? What problem do you want to solve? What kind of free life do you want? That is not an accident. From a young age, many people are trained for one role. Be a good student. Sit still. Be quiet. Finish the task. Follow the schedule. Ask for permission. Wait for the bell. Repeat the answer. Do not make trouble. Do not question too much. Be realistic. This is the invisible cage. A cage is not always made of metal. Sometimes it is made of ideas. Sometimes it is made of fear. Sometimes it is made of praise. People clap for you when you obey. They smile when you fit inside the system. Good job. Good boy. Good girl. Good employee. But nobody tells you the truth. A person can be good and still be trapped. My friend, the system loves a person who is useful and tired. Let me tell you about Jake. Jake grew up in Ohio. His room was small. His mother worked long hours. Jake learned one lesson early. Be safe. He studied hard. He got good grades. He did not fight. He did what people told him. Teachers loved him. Family felt proud. Jake thought this meant he was winning. Then he became an adult. He got a normal job. He wore clean shirts. He answered emails. He joined meetings. He smiled when his boss spoke. Every Friday he felt a little relief. Every Sunday night he felt a little fear. He told himself, this is life. This is normal. This is what adults do. That sentence is dangerous. This is normal keeps millions of people inside lives they do not want. Jake was not lazy. He was not stupid. He was programmed. That is the right word. Programmed. He learned how to follow the path. He never learned how to build a new path. Stop. Be honest. When was the last time you asked yourself, who chose my life rules? Not your dreams. Your rules. Who taught you what success means? Who taught you that safety is better than freedom? Who taught you to ask for permission to live? Look at your week. Look at your screen time. Look at your bank account. Look at your stress. Is this your design? Or did you quietly accept the design from other people? The invisible cage works because it feels normal. That is its power. You do not see bars. You see routine. You see school. You see work. You see bills. You see weekends. And little by little, your big dreams become small plans. Then small plans become survival. Then survival becomes identity. You say, I am just a normal person. No, that is a lie. You are a human being with creative power. But power becomes weak when it is never used. So what do you do first? First, name the cage. Say it clearly. I was trained to obey more than to create. Truth gives you power. Then watch your language. Do not say, I have no choice. Say, I do not like my current choices. That sentence is honest. Honest language creates movement. Finally, make one small act of independence every day. Read 20 minutes instead of scrolling. Learn one useful skill instead of watching empty content. Save a little money instead of spending for comfort. Small acts are not small. They are votes that tell your future who you are becoming. Now let us talk about the second trap. Debt. Debt often comes with a smile. The bank smiles. The car company smiles. The credit card offer looks clean and easy. Buy now. Pay later. Low monthly payment. Quick approval. Easy life. It sounds like freedom. It is often a cage with better marketing. The debt illusion is simple. You think you own the thing, but the thing owns your future work, a new car, a shiny phone, a nicer apartment, a sofa on monthly payments, a credit card dinner, a vacation you did not really pay for yet. Each one whispers the same lie. You deserve this now. Later will be easy. Later is not easy. Later means more pressure, more dependence, more fear, more need to keep a job you hate. Let me tell you about Emma. Emma got her first serious job and felt proud. She wanted to look successful. She bought a car she could barely afford. The monthly payment did not look too big, so she said yes. Then came insurance, gas, repairs, parking. Then she used a credit card when money got tight. She told herself she would fix it next month, but next month, life happened again. Soon Emma did not feel rich. She felt owned. She could not leave her bad job because the bills were waiting. She could not rest because debt was talking in her ear every morning. Debt is not just numbers. Debt is emotional weight. It steals courage. This is why the system loves consumer debt. A person in debt is easier to control. A person in debt stays quiet. A person in debt fears risk. A person in debt may never build assets because all extra energy goes to the past. My friend, every debt payment is a tax on your freedom. This does not mean all debt is evil, but careless debt is a trap. Debt for status is a trap. Debt to impress people is a trap. Debt used to hide pain is a trap. So what do? First, tell the truth about what you own and what you owe. Write the number. No hiding. No soft language. Then, ask one hard question before every purchase. Will this make me more free or less free? Not happier for one day. More free. Finally, build the habit of delay. Wait one day. Wait 1 week. Most emotional buying dies in silence. That is good. Desire is loud. Wisdom is quiet. Now we reach the twist. School told you that the best person is the one who remembers the answer and follows the rule. But outside school, many of the people who make the most money do something very different. They ask better questions. They challenge old rules. They see value where others see danger. They build systems. They own things. They think. You were told the game was simple. Study hard. Obey. Wait. Hope. But my friend, you may be playing a game designed for you to lose. In the next part, we will open this truth fully. We will talk about rules, time, and the first step toward assets. Stay with me. The lie is breaking. A moment ago, we saw the hard twist. School teaches memory and obedience. Real life often rewards clear thinking, courage, and ownership. That truth can feel heavy. Good. Heavy truth is still truth. And now we go deeper. When you were in school, success was simple. Sit down, listen, remember, repeat. The teacher asks, you answer, the test comes. You give back the right words, then you move forward. The system works well for one thing. It creates people who can follow instructions. But life is not a classroom. In real life, money often moves toward people who see what others do not see. Money moves toward people who solve painful problems. Money moves toward people who ask, why is this done this way? Can this be faster? Can this be cheaper? Can this be better? Can this reach more people? Can this become a system? The system told you rules are safety. Sometimes rules are safety. But often, rules are old answers to dead problems. Ryan learned this late. He was a very good student in Texas. He knew how to win in every safe room. He got the grade. He got the certificate. He got the smile from adults. But at 28, he felt weak in the real world. He had knowledge, but not leverage. He had effort, but not direction. He had discipline, but no ownership. So he did what he always did. He worked harder. That did not fix the problem, because hard work inside the wrong game still gives the wrong result. Ryan stayed late at work. He answered more emails. He helped everyone. He became more useful. But his salary moved slowly. His stress moved fast. He saw something painful. The company loved his obedience more than his growth. He was rewarded just enough to stay, not enough to escape. That is how the trap works. The game is designed to keep you busy, not free. Busy people do not question much. Busy people do not build much. Busy people come home tired, eat fast, watch something loud, sleep late, and repeat. Then years pass. Stop. Be honest. Are you improving your position or only improving your performance inside someone else's machine? Look at your last 30 days. Did you build anything that can pay you twice? Did you learn something the market values? Did you create an asset? Or did you only become a better servant to the same system? This question hurts. Good. Pain can wake you up. Many people think breaking rules means being wild, rude, or reckless. No. Real rule breaking is often calm. It means you stop believing bad rules. It means you stop treating old ideas like truth. It means you stop saying this is just how life is. Here are some bad rules people carry for years. A safe job is always the best choice. Debt is normal. Renting your time forever is adult life. Rich people are just lucky. Investing is too risky. Creating is only for special people. None of these ideas must stay in your mind. The people who earn more do not always work harder. Many work on better systems. They use leverage. Leverage means 1 hour of work can keep helping later. A video can earn again. A product can sell again. A piece of software can solve the same problem many times. A good investment can grow while you sleep. This is why the game feels unfair. In many ways, it is unfair. But truth does not care about your feelings. If one path compounds and one path stops every Friday, they do not end in the same place. My friend, you must see the game before you can leave the game. So what do you do with this twist? First, stop worshiping rules. Respect good rules. Test bad rules. Ask, who benefits if I believe this? Then train the skill of questions. Ask better questions every day. What do people need badly? What do they pay for again and again? What do I know that could help someone? What can I build once and improve over time? Finally, start thinking like an owner, even before you own much. Owners ask about systems, margins, risk, audience, value, and time. Employees often ask only one question: what do I need to do today? That question is too small for a free life. Now we move into the next truth. The system wants you to trade time for money for 40 hours a week, for 40 years. It wants you tired, predictable, and dependent. That model is old. It is common. It is praised. But common is not always wise. Time is your real life. When you sell time, you are not only selling effort, you are selling mornings. You are selling attention. You are selling your best energy. And most people sell their strongest hours for money that disappears fast. This is why salary can feel like safety and prison at the same time. Salary is not evil, but salary alone is fragile. If your money stops when your work stops, you do not yet have freedom. You only have active income. Active income means you must keep showing up. Assets are different. Assets are tools that can produce value again and again. Assets can be investments, a business, a digital product, a useful audience, a channel, a course, a piece of software, a book, or something else that keeps working after the first effort. The system does not talk enough about assets because assets reduce control. A person with no savings and no assets must tolerate more nonsense. A person with savings and growing assets can say no. That word matters. No. No to a bad boss. No to panic. No to pressure. No to stupid spending. No to fear. Olivia understood this after burnout. She lived in Florida and worked in sales. Good smile. Fast talk. Always online. She made okay money, but every month felt thin. Her income looked alive, but it had no roots. If she stopped, everything stopped. One day she got sick for 2 weeks. No energy, no drive, no strong results. And she saw the truth. Her whole economy was built on her daily output. Nothing worked without her body. That is a weak design. So Olivia changed one belief. She stopped asking, "How can I earn more this month?" She started asking, "What can I build that still helps me next month?" That question changed her life. At first, her answer was small. She learned a skill. Then she made simple templates for small businesses. Then she sold them online. The money was not huge in the beginning, but something important happened. 1 hour of work no longer died at the end of the hour. Her efforts started to stay alive. That is what assets do. They keep memory. They keep value. They keep helping. Many people never build assets because they think assets require huge money. That is not always true. Some assets need money. Some need skill. Some need consistency. Some need courage. But almost all need one thing first: a new identity. You must stop seeing yourself only as a worker. You must start seeing yourself as a builder. Builders think differently. A worker asks, "How much will they pay me?" A builder asks, "What is this worth to many people?" A worker asks, "When is the weekend?" A builder asks, "What grows if I keep feeding it?" A worker asks, "Who will hire me?" A builder asks, "Who can I help, and how can I reach them?" The shift is quiet but powerful. Stop. Be honest. How many hours did you spend this week building your future, not just surviving your present? Check your calendar. Check your notes. Check your bank account. Check your habits at night. Are you planting seeds or only cutting grass that grows back every week? Nobody is coming to save you. That sentence is hard because it removes fantasy, but it also gives power. If nobody is coming, then truth matters more than hope. Structure matters more than motivation. Repetition matters more than mood. Repetition matters more than mood. So how do you stop trading time only? First, protect one block of time each week for asset building. Even 2 hours matters. Guard it like something sacred. Then, choose one simple asset path. Do not chase 10 ideas. Pick one. Learn investing basics. Build a small service. Create digital products. Start content around a useful topic. Make something repeatable. Finally, Accept slow compounding. In the beginning, assets look weak. Small numbers, slow progress, quiet results. Many people quit here. That is why many stay poor. They need fast comfort, so they reject slow freedom. But slow freedom is still freedom. A tree looks small for a long time. Then one day, its shade is real. Assets are like that. Quiet, boring, strong. In the next part, we will face fear itself. We will talk about media, panic, and why scared people almost never invest in a better life. Stay with me, my friend. The cage is opening. But now you must protect your mind. We just spoke about assets, about the need to build something that can live longer than 1 hour of labor. But even when people understand this idea, many still do nothing. Why? Because fear fills the room before action begins. And fear is often fed every day. The system does not only take your time, it also takes your attention. This is where media enters the story. News can be useful in small amounts, but constant negative news is not information. It is emotional control. It keeps your body tense. It keeps your mind reactive. It trains you to expect disaster. And a scared person rarely builds. A scared person rarely invests. A scared person protects small comfort and avoids long-term growth. That is why media diet matters. A bad food diet makes the body weak. A bad media diet makes the mind weak. Think about the pattern. You wake up. You check your phone. Bad news. Anger. Fear. Crisis. Scandal. War. Collapse. Then social media shows richer people, louder people, more beautiful people, more dramatic people. Your attention is attacked before breakfast. Your mind is no longer calm. It is hungry, restless, and easy to control. My friend, fear is expensive. Fear makes you hold cash and waste time. Fear makes you delay learning. Fear makes you avoid risk even when the real risk is doing nothing. Fear makes you say, I will start later, and later becomes never. Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus lived in Arizona and worked in customer support. He was smart enough to learn more, but every day he filled his mind with noise. On the train, he watched short, angry clips. On lunch break, he read disaster headlines. At night, he scrolled through arguments, panic, and fake success. He called this staying informed, but he was not informed. He was flooded because his mind was always under attack. Marcus felt danger everywhere. Investing looked scary. Learning a new skill looked tiring. Starting a side service looked risky. Every path to growth looked bigger than it was. Because his nervous system was already full, then one week he changed one habit. He stopped starting his day with news. He read 10 pages of a useful book instead. Then he used 20 minutes to study one skill before work. It felt small, but after a month he felt different. Less noise, more control, less fear, more action. The world did not become safe. Marcus became stronger. That is the point. You cannot wait for the world to calm down. It will not. There will always be panic for sale. There will always be outrage for clicks. There will always be content designed to make you emotional. Because emotional people stay online longer. And attention is money. So protect your mind like an asset. A strong mind sees headlines and stays calm. A weak mind sees headlines and surrenders the day. Stop. Be honest. What enters your mind every morning? Before you speak to your family, before you think about your goals, before you touch your real work, what enters your head? News? Gossip? Anger? Comparison? Check your screen time. Check your screen time. Check your subscriptions. Check your mood after scrolling. Is your media helping you build or helping you panic? This is not about becoming ignorant. It is about becoming intentional. The goal is not zero information. The goal is clean information. So what do? First, do not let the world speak to you first. For the first 30 minutes of your day, no news, and no social scrolling. Protect the opening of your mind. Then replace empty content with useful input. Read about money, skill building, psychology, health, business, language, and clear thinking. Feed the mind that must carry your future. Finally, measure content by one question. After this, do I feel weaker or stronger? If content makes you scared, jealous, passive, or numb, the price is too high. Now we move to the next chapter. Build your own economy. This chapter is very important because many people say they want freedom, but they still depend on one company, one boss, one paycheck, one market, one skill level, and one fragile identity. That is not freedom. That is a narrow bridge over deep water. To build your own economy, you need a high-income skill. A high-income skill is a skill people pay well for because it solves a painful problem, saves time, increases revenue, reduces loss, or creates clear value. It is not magic. It is not hype. It is useful work that the market respects. Examples can include sales, copywriting, video editing, design, coding, consulting, closing, content strategy, email marketing, automation, or other skills that help people or businesses grow. The exact skill matters less than the principle. The principle is this: become hard to ignore and useful across many situations. A weak worker depends on one employer. A strong worker can create value in many places. That difference changes your life. Sophia learned this after a layoff in Chicago. She had one job for 6 years. She worked hard. She was loyal. She thought loyalty would protect her. Then the company cut jobs. One short meeting. One cold sentence. Her loyalty meant nothing to the spreadsheet. That day hurt, but it also taught her truth. A company may appreciate you, but a company will always protect itself first. Sophia could have stayed bitter. Instead, she studied. At night after dinner, she learned email marketing for small online businesses. At first, she was slow. Her first drafts were average. Her confidence was weak, but she kept going. In time, she found small clients, then better clients, then repeat clients. A year later, she still worked hard, but she no longer feared one company. She had a portable skill. Portable skill. Remember that phrase. A portable skill travels with you. It can move across industries. It can survive layoffs. It can grow into freelance work, agency work, consulting work, teaching work, or your own business. It gives you options. Options are wealth, even before the money becomes large. This is why the system prefers workers with narrow skills and high dependence. Dependence is easier to manage. My friend, you must become a person with leverage. Leverage does not always mean money first. It can mean skill, trust, network, audience, or reputation. A high-income skill is one of the fastest ways to create leverage from almost nothing. But many people delay this step because they think they need perfect clarity. They say, what is the best skill? What if I choose wrong? What if the market changes? What if I am not talented? These questions feel smart, but often they are fear wearing nice clothes. You do not need perfect clarity. You need movement. Pick a useful skill. Learn the basics. Practice in public or with small projects. Help real people. Improve from feedback. Then keep going. The market will tell you what matters, but only after you enter the game. Stop. Be honest. If you lost your job this month, what skill would still feed you? Not your title, not your degree, not your years, your real skill. What can you do that another person would gladly pay for next week? If the answer is weak, do not feel shame. Feel urgency. Urgency is healthy when truth is clear. So how do you build your own economy? First, choose one high-income skill connected to real demand. Choose based on usefulness, not status. Then, practice every week with real output. Write, edit, code, design, sell, speak, analyze, build. Skill grows through contact with reality. Finally, turn the skill into offers. Help a small business. Sell a service. Build a portfolio. Create samples. Ask for testimonials. The goal is not to collect knowledge. The goal is to create value people can see. And remember this, your first version will not be pretty. Good. Ugly action beats beautiful delay. In the next part, we will talk about ownership. Not just working in the system, but owning a piece of value inside it. This is where people stop being only consumers and begin to change their future. Stay with me. The deeper freedom is still ahead. We have moved through the cage, debt, fear, and skill. Now we come to a very deep truth. It is not enough to work in the economy. It is not enough to buy from the economy. At some point, you must own a piece of the value being created. This is the power of ownership. Many people spend their whole lives as consumers. They buy the phone. They stream the show. They wear the brand. They use the app. They order the food. They scroll the platform. They pay the subscription. Day after day, money leaves their hands and enters systems they do not own. This is normal. But normal is expensive. A consumer pays forever. An owner can benefit from the same flow. Ownership can take many forms. It can mean owning shares in a business. It can mean building your own product. It can mean owning content, intellectual property, a newsletter, a channel, a small brand, a digital store, a software tool, or a community. The exact form can change. The core idea stays the same. Do not only feed the machine, build or own part of the machine. This is where many people become emotional. They say, ownership is for rich people. That is a lie. Large ownership may require more money, more time, or more skill. But small ownership can begin now. A tiny investment account is ownership. A simple digital product is ownership. A small audience that trusts you is ownership. A useful article with your name on it is ownership. One piece of code that solves a problem is ownership. Ownership begins before it looks impressive. Daniel learned this slowly in Washington. He loved technology. Every year he bought new devices, new subscriptions, new tools. He knew every product launch. He was a perfect customer. But one day he asked a painful question. Why do I know how to buy so well, but not how to own? That question changed him. He began small. He stopped spending on things that only made him feel current. He used part of that money to invest regularly. He also started a simple blog about tools for small teams. At first, almost nobody read it, but over time, the blog became an asset. A small audience arrived, then affiliate income, then consulting leads, then a course. Daniel was still in the same world, same internet, same tools, same economy, but his position had changed. He was no longer only paying into the system. He had begun to own a small road inside it. That shift matters more than people think. Ownership changes how you see the world. When you are only a consumer, you ask, what should I buy? When you become an owner, you ask, why does this work so well? What problem does it solve? Why do people pay? How is value created? Could I build something better, simpler, or more honest? Those are owner questions. Owner questions create a different life. Stop. Be honest. Look at your last 3 months of spending. How much went to consumption and how much went to ownership? Check your bank app. Check your subscriptions. Check your shopping history. Are you mostly feeding other people's assets, or are you slowly building your own? This is not about guilt. It is about position. A person who only consumes becomes soft in a certain way. Not always lazy. Sometimes very busy. But still soft. Because consumption feels like motion without responsibility. Buy. Watch. Click. Receive. Repeat. Ownership is different. Ownership asks you to think long term. Ownership asks you to be patient. Ownership asks you to face risk, delay, and uncertainty. That is why ownership changes character, not only money. So what do? First, reduce blind consumption. Not all enjoyment is bad, but unconscious spending is theft from your future. Then direct part of your money or time toward ownership every month. Invest a little. Build a little. Publish a little. Create a little. Own a little. Finally, study the products and systems you already use. Ask what makes them useful. Ask what people pay for. Ask what small version you could create. Curiosity is the front door of ownership. Now we enter the final body chapter. Quiet rebellion. Some people imagine rebellion as loud anger, constant posting, constant fighting, constant talking. But the strongest rebellion is often silent. It is a peaceful refusal to live by bad rules. Quiet rebellion means you stop performing your pain for the world. You stop arguing with fools online. You stop explaining every move. You stop chasing approval from people trapped in the very life you want to leave. You build quietly. You save quietly. You learn quietly. You invest quietly. You become strong quietly. And then one day, your life speaks for itself. That is the best revenge. Not drama, not noise, not a speech. A life of freedom, discipline, and calm. The system expects one of two reactions from you. Either blind obedience or loud self-destruction. It understands both. It can use both. But calm discipline is hard to control. A person who is not easily tempted, not easily scared, and not easily distracted becomes dangerous to the system, not violent. Dangerous in a different way. Dangerous because they are free inside. Nina understood this after years of frustration in New York. She complained a lot. About prices, about work, about politics, about rich people, about unfairness. Some of her complaints were true, but truth alone did not change her life. One day, she saw something painful. She had become a full-time observer of problems and a part-time builder of solutions. So she became quieter. She still saw injustice. She still knew the game was not fair, but she made a new decision. Less talking, more structure, less outrage, more savings, less proving, more building. She cut her costs, studied her skill, started investing small amounts, created a weekend service, protected her sleep, left bad friendships, said no more often. After 2 years, the outside world had not become pure or perfect. But Nina had become different. Her peace was no longer for sale. My friend, that is power. Quiet rebellion is not passive. It is focused. It says, I see the trap. I refuse the trap. I will not waste my life proving that the trap exists. I will spend that energy becoming free. There is dignity in that. There is also discipline in that. You do not need everyone to understand you. You do not need loud approval. You do not need to look rich while becoming rich. You do not need to announce every plan. Seeds grow in silence. Debt grows in noise. Wisdom grows in silence too. Stop. Be honest. How much of your energy goes to talking and how much goes to building? Check your comments. Check your arguments. Check your hours online. Check your output this month. Did you create anything? Did you save anything? Did you improve anything? Or did you only react? Reaction feels alive. Creation changes life. So how do you practice quiet rebellion? First, remove the need to impress. That need makes people spend money they do not have and speak words they do not believe. Then, protect your peace with routines. Sleep, reading, skill practice, savings, exercise, focus. A calm life is not an accident. It is built. Finally, let results speak late. You do not need to explain the seed when you can show the tree later. We are near the end now. In the next part, we will gather everything together. We will make the message simple, strong, and practical. Stay with me, my friend. The truth is hard, but freedom begins with hard truth. We have walked through many hard truths together. Now let us make them simple. The system does not need chains on your hands. It only needs habits in your mind. It needs you tired. It needs you distracted. It needs you borrowing for comfort, obeying for safety, consuming for identity, and waiting for permission. That is enough to keep many people poor. But now you can see the pattern. You were trained to be a good worker, not a free builder. Debt was offered as convenience, but it often became pressure. School rewarded memory, while the real world rewards value and leverage. Salary gave structure, but assets create space. Media sold fear, and fear killed action. Dependence looked normal, while portable skill created options. Consumption felt easy, while ownership built power. Noise felt bold, while quiet. Rebellion built a real life. This is the full picture. And once you see the picture, you cannot fully unsee it. That can feel uncomfortable. Good. A comfortable lie is still a lie. A painful truth can become a door. My friend, freedom does not begin when you get lucky. Freedom begins when you stop lying to yourself. It begins when you say, yes, I was programmed in some ways. Then you say, but I can learn again. It begins when you say, yes, I use debt to feel strong. Then you say, now I will become strong for real. It begins when you say, yes, I spend years reacting. Then you say, now I will build. That is how a new life starts. Not with magic, with truth, then structure, then repetition. So take a breath and look at your life with calm eyes. What must you cut? What must you learn? What must you build? What must you own? What must you stop feeding? These questions matter more than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Clear questions can stay. Stop. Be honest. What is one trap still controlling you today? Debt? Fear? Spending? Laziness? Noise? Obedience? Waiting? Pick one. Name it clearly. A hidden enemy stays strong. A named enemy becomes easier to fight. In the final part, I will leave you with a closing message. A promise, a standard, and a simple challenge for your next step. Stay with me, my friend. Here's the final truth. The system may be strong, but it is not your soul. It can shape habits. It can shape fear. It can shape desire. But it does not get the final word unless you give it the final word. You do not need a perfect plan today. You need an honest one. You need to see the cage and stop decorating it. You need to see debt and stop calling it freedom. You need to see fear and stop feeding it with noise. You need to see your time as life, not just salary. You need to build skill, then assets, then ownership. And you need to do this quietly enough that your energy stays with you. This is not easy. Never believe people who sell easy freedom. Easy is often another trap. Real change is slower. Real change is less pretty. Real change asks for discipline when nobody claps. Real change asks you to become boring in the eyes of foolish people. Save, learn, build, repeat. Save, learn, build, repeat. Save, learn, build, repeat. That is not weakness. That is power. Nobody is coming to save you. So save yourself with truth. Save yourself with skill. Save yourself with structure. Save yourself with better rules. And when you feel tired, remember this. You are not trying to impress the system. You are trying to outgrow it. That is the mission. Maybe you start small. Good. Small is real. Read instead of scroll. Save instead of flex. Build instead of complain. Invest instead of panic. Practice instead of dream. Own instead of only consume. These are quiet actions, but quiet actions change identity. One day, people will look at your calm life and think it happened suddenly. They will not see the silent mornings, the hard choices, the lonely discipline, the delayed pleasure, the private study, the small investments, the repeated effort, but you will know, and that knowledge will be enough. This is the promise of English Story Studio, not empty motivation, not loud fantasy. Clear English, clear thought, a stronger life built one true sentence at a time. So here is my challenge to you. In the comments, write one action you will take this week to become less controlled and more free. Keep it concrete. Save $50. Cancel one useless subscription. Study one high-income skill for 30 minutes a day. Start a small investment habit. Build your first digital product. Choose one real action. And if this lesson helped you train your English and your mind, subscribe to English Story Studio and stay with this community. We are not here to drift. We are here to build. We are not here only to consume. We are here to create. We are not here to sleep inside the lie. We are here to wake up and live with truth. Go forward with calm. Go forward with discipline. Go forward without noise. Your quiet rebellion starts now.